welcome to From the Inside Out, to our podcast. We are really so touched that you are here with us. It is so meaningful that each one of you had the courage to come to the USA and to speak up and share with us your story of trauma and at the same time a lot of courage and bravery. And then I think taking the next step and actually coming here and sharing this with us takes a lot of courage and strength. And we are inspired by you sitting here with us today. So thank you for being here with us. And we also feel it's very important to share what you experienced and your healing journey now, and giving us hope for each of us in our own lives as well. And I wanted each of you to share a little bit about your experience. We'll start with, we have Shai Weinstein with us. You're Shai. Yes. And we also have Or.
Hi.
Your last name is?
Elmakias.
Elmakias.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. And we have Dor Kapah.
Kapah Dor.
Kapah Dor?
Kapah Dor.
Oh, wow, that's a unique name.
Kapah Dor?
Yeah, Hefyame.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So you were all at the Nova Festival, and you each had your own unique experience. I don't know if the word is unique or what the word is, but you each had a different experience, yet I'm sure the same experience as well in many ways. So would you like to share with us a little bit about your experience?
Sure. For me, it was my first music festival, so that's my baseline for how it should go. I don't think that's a very good baseline. I was there with a bunch of my friends, my cousin, and mutual friends. There's 8 of us total. And up until 6:30, it was amazing. It was like the most fun I've ever had. And I actually met Dor at the festival. I met him. I was walking around with my camera, taking photos and meeting people, making new friends. And I saw him.
Photographer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I saw him with his big, fuzzy white coat. And I think to myself, wow, this guy looks stylish. There's no doubt he won't want to be my friend. And I tapped on his shoulder and I introduced myself. And we spoke for like 10 or 15 minutes. And I snapped his photo. And, we've known each other ever since. And, from that point on, I'm walking around throughout the night, on and off, taking photos up until 6 a.m. I'm looking for my friend on a FaceTime call, and the rockets begin, and, we find each other, and we head back to our camp, and all of our friends are there, and, they had just taken acid, and, there's chaos all around. People are leaving, and people are still smiling and dancing and having fun, and there's a lot of confusion and anxiousness around, and nobody's really sure what the right choice is to do. Do you stay? Do you hide? Do you leave? Do you wait? Is the party going to continue? Is it over? Do you want to wait for the traffic? Do you want to get ahead of the traffic? Do you leave your stuff behind? Who's driving? Everyone's high, everyone's tired, everyone's scared. It's, absolute chaos, and, eventually we make it to the parking lot after packing our stuff, and I spend another half hour walking around taking photos. We don't actually get to our car in the parking lot until about 7:30, 7:45, around there, over an hour after the rockets began. And, we're deciding who's going to drive, and we're loading our stuff in the car. 5 of us and our other 3 friends are at their own car. And then that's when we hear Hamas show up around 7:50, 7:55, around there, just before 8. We don't see them, but we hear them. We hear all the gunfire and all the screaming and everything that comes after. And, I climb in the driver's seat and my cousin in the passenger seat and the girls in the back. And we start flying down the driveway, the exit to the festival ground, and swerving around cars, honking my horn, hitting my brakes. Whenever there's a car in front of me that's not moving or not moving fast enough to my liking, I just go around them because I don't want to wait for anybody. And then we make it to the very end of the entrance. We see all the cars, all the traffic, everybody trying to get out, front, back, left, right. Everyone's trying to get out at the same time. Like when you leave a concert or a sporting event, it's hard. It's even harder when you're being shot at. And I see all these cars, and I think to myself, and I tell my cousin, I'm not waiting for these people. I don't know them. I don't care about them. They're not my problem. I just want to, my focus right now is on the 5 of us in this car right now. We decided I'm driving, so that's all I care about. And so I just drive past everybody. I go around off the road in a little 4-door sedan, like a little Mitsubishi, tiny car. And I'm driving off the road around everything, and I push my way to the very front, and I see the main road, and we're stuck behind 2 cars, and one of the car, the people are honking their horn, and they're panicking, and they're moving around, and I can see it, and I'm looking around, and I see in some of the other cars, some of them are empty and abandoned, and they're off, and I'm looking around, I'm seeing the car in front of the guys who are in front of us, 2 cars ahead of us, empty, not on. And I tell my cousin, like, Mordecai, please, like, tell these guys the car ahead of them is empty and it's not on and we're stuck. And these guys are so panicked, they're waiting for nothing. And he gets out, knocks on the window and tells them what's up because I don't speak Hebrew. I can't do this.
Right.
Wow.
And so they drive around, they pass this car and they go down the main road and they go who knows where. And we make it to the main road and we see the police to our left saying, no, don't go here. So we don't go there. I don't realize the police are there because further up that road, which is north towards Kibbutz Be'eri and Kfar Aza, is Hamas on the road and in the kibbutz, burning people alive in their homes, blowing them up in their cars, raping them in the streets, brutalizing them in any way they can imagine. But I don't know that. I just see police and the security saying you can't go here, so I don't. And then to the right, down the road, 232, I see traffic building up slowly, and people are turning around or going and doing what they can, and I see traffic. I think, no, thank you. We just left traffic. I'm not interested. I don't realize the traffic is because Hamas is waiting for people down that way, shooting them in their cars, blowing them up, burning them alive. I just see traffic, and I think I'm not interested in that. And so I drive us straight ahead into this empty field. And when I say empty, I mean it's like beige. There's rocks, and that's it. There's a field, forest to the left, forest ahead of it, and a little cliff, and then other fields off to the side. And I drive us into this field, and then maybe 25, 30 meters after we're driving, my cousin's girlfriend, she's screaming for us to get out of the car. Shai, Mordecai, Ellie, every bloody murder, screaming for us to get out of the car and run because we're being shot at. Not us specifically. There's not one guy like shooting our car, but everybody, us, everyone next to us, in front of us, behind us, in a car, out of the car, doesn't matter. We're all being fired upon. And so we flee the car thinking maybe it's better to everybody be scattered about than boxed together. So we all run out of the car into this empty field with no cover. And my friend Ellie and myself are in the field and we're running. And then after a while, I say, like, let's get down. And we get down low to the ground, and I'm holding onto her by both shoulders, like squeezing the life out of her. And my back is to the festival ground. And I look behind us, and I see my cousin's girlfriend, and Tamara and Yael, doing the same thing, down low, holding on to each other. And I'm hearing all this gunfire and all this screaming and the chaos. And I look back, and I see my cousin, and I see the back of his head as he runs back to the car, gets in the car, comes back to us, picks us up, and now he's driving, and I'm in the passenger seat. And from that point on, I just get my phone out and my camera back out. There's nothing else for me to do except help navigate, take photos and videos. And God forbid we die. There's proof. And we're driving around this field, aimlessly looking for a way out. People are getting out of their cars and running into the woods. They're getting out of their cars and standing on top of them looking for a way to go. There's a pickup truck flying across the field. So many people inside of it. They're hanging off the back, hanging off the side. There's so much dust in the air. You can't see. You can't breathe. Breathing is so panicked, it's so hot in the car, we're opening and closing the windows, suffocating from the heat, suffocating from the dust, not knowing which's worse. No radio, no unnecessary talking, just everybody is either silent or trying to figure out what's going on and where to go. Nobody's like just screaming for nothing. We're all like, where do we go? What's going on? The whole time. And we're driving eventually through an orange field, making our way east towards the sun. And that's when I learned we're near Gaza in the first place. I didn't come to this festival knowing where it was. I just moved to Israel.
From where?
I moved to Israel from Canada, from Toronto. We arrived at the festival at 2 a.m. I first thought going there isn't to open Google Maps and say, okay, where's Gaza? So only at that point did I learn where it was. I asked my cousin, like, where's the nearest border they'd be coming from? And he asked me, where's east? East is towards the sun this way. Why? And he says, oh, because west is Gaza. And then at that point, I learned how close it is. And then the wheels start turning. And we're driving through these fields, east towards the sun, through these back roads, towards Netivot, towards Sderot. And now, after we're well away from the festival area, now we're seeing, like, carnage. Because before, me and my cousin, we didn't see people dying or anything like that. But now we're seeing bodies in their cars, around their cars, crashed cars, abandoned cars, cars riddled with bullets, rockets overhead, checkpoints put in place as response to what's going on to prevent Hamas from moving further into the country. And we're driving down the highway and we're seeing more cars, bodies in them, bodies around them, IDF here, IDF there. And eventually we see this one silver car on the side of the road and there's two figures next to it. We think maybe it's IDF. And we're getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And we see it's not IDF. They're wearing blue jeans and cargo pants, black t-shirts, black balaclavas, holding machine guns. One with a tactical vest, the other without. And in the car next to them, doors are open, blood on the ground, broken glass on the ground, front two seats, driver in the passenger seat, and a man and a woman in their seats shot dead. And we see this, and we all scream at my cousin, drive, 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 sa, 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 freaking out at my cousin. Because, like, these dudes are not IDF. One of them, his hands are the color red with blood. The other one raises his gun towards us. And my cousin slows down from, like, 120 to 90 because he's probably comprehending what he's seeing. And then we all realize, he continues going. He doesn't stop. He flies by these guys. And nothing happens. They don't shoot us. And we're driving by bodies. There are bodies next to them, bodies behind them, bodies ahead of them. Driving down the road, we're driving around 3 bodies that are in the middle of the road. We still run over the last body trying to avoid them.
So Hashem really saved you in that moment, but for some reason.
I don't know about that. I think it's a million reasons, you know. And we got home to my cousin's apartment in Neve Sha'anan in Tel Aviv at 9:45 in the morning. You know, so fast. Many other people are still living through this nightmare, and our other friends, we didn't know where they were. You know, our friends Barak, Almog, and Oras were hiding in the woods for 6.5 hours before they were rescued by the Golani Brigade.
Why do you think that he didn't shoot you?
A million reasons, you know. No ammo, jammed gun, didn't know who we were because we were all staying low in our seats, couldn't see well. Maybe he knew there was IDF nearby. I don't know. A million reasons. We didn't stop and ask.
Bottom line is, you're here today. You were saved.
Yeah.
What compelled you to move to Israel from Toronto?
Impulse.
Oh, really?
I got my tax return and I said to myself, wow, this is a lot of money. Because going to Israel from North America is expensive. It's not cheap. And from Canada, it's about $1,500 for a round-trip ticket. So I figured, I'll go to Israel for a month. End of April to end of May. That's enough time for my family to get sick of me because I hadn't seen them in many years. And I go there, and about 2 weeks in, I decide, I'm not going to go home. So I cancel my return ticket. I don't tell anybody except my mom and my brother. And I've been in Israel ever since.
And are you going to go back?
Oh, for sure. I think it'd be weird if I decided to leave after my first terrorist attack.
Well, it wouldn't be weird. I feel like it would be understandable, but that you want to stay in Israel is very courageous after having gone through what you went through.
I think I'd feel worse if I left now than if this didn't happen and I decided to leave.
Do you have a new mission that you now, aside from obviously now spreading this important message, what's your life in Israel going to look like now after October 7th?
It's totally different. I think all of our lives, myself or Dor, everybody else who was at Nova Festival, everybody who's in the kibbutz, even people who weren't directly impacted, all of our lives are different. Whether it's for better or worse is, I guess, we'll only know in time. But, you know, from tragedy comes a lot of good.
Yeah. I say when you find yourself in chaos, sometimes in chaos you find yourself. It's the unfortunate truth is that, you know, no one should have to go through such horrors. It's often what happens after. Are you still taking pictures?
Yeah. After the Nova Festival, I printed all my film photos and I found everybody, made sure I wanted to know if people were alive. I was afraid Dor and everybody else. I was afraid they were dead. I didn't want 3 rolls of film and photos of people I'd never see again. These are people I met with and I connected with and people I enjoyed speaking with and I wanted to see them again. I wanted to be friends with them. And I was really worried for their well-being. I texted Dor, like, that day after we got back, I was like, are you okay? Please let me know. Like, every single day I'm checking on the guy. Wanted to make sure. Everybody. And of all the people I photographed at the festival, everybody except 2 survived. The 2 who that were killed were a man named Ron Schaefer, who was an older man who lived in Kibbutz Be'eri with his ex-wife and his 3 daughters, who, thank God, were not in Kibbutz Be'eri when everything happened. You know, he decided last minute to come to the festival instead of joining them for a Shabbat dinner, and I think it was Ashkelon or Ashdod. So they were there when everything happened, and he was at the Nova Festival by himself, and unfortunately he was murdered in the bar area hiding. And the other who was murdered was a man named Dor Avitan, who's my age, and he was from Eilat, and he was killed in the parking lot hiding under his car. And so I printed their photos and I framed them and I gave them to their families because, you know,
It must have brought a lot of comfort to their families, seeing
for sure. It's the least that I could do because, you know, I feel like I have something that isn't mine to have. You know, I literally have these 2 men's last moments of happiness captured in the photograph, and I feel like it's something that deserves to have been belonging to, you know, their family, their wives, their girlfriends, their moms, their dads, their brothers, their sisters, their daughters, whoever. I'm just some stranger who spoke to them for 30 minutes.
How is it for you now being a photographer? Like when you take a picture now, is it all very different to how you
The
process was before.
her perspective is different. It's more like I'm capturing my reality. Because I had taking photos. My first music festival, so it's like, let's be fun, a first time with people I love and care about and new friends, and I wanted to remember it. That's why I used film. It's like a physical, tangible thing you can hold and touch and look at, and you're actually physically capturing that light and memorializing it in a physical object. And so
Yeah.
after the fact, I started photographing everybody again after the fact, smiling and doing well, if they are. Many people are not, but I definitely believe everybody's doing their best.
And how are you doing?
My best.
And how do you heal?
Doing this is definitely a healing and lots of therapy. I did therapy before, but I've done more now. I've done everything: EMDR, hyperbaric chamber therapy.
We actually interviewed the top doctor in Israel right now who's doing EMDR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, talk therapy and psychedelic therapy. I did therapy on mushrooms and MDMA, and mushrooms and MDMA together. And, I want to take care of myself, because if I don't, how am I going to share my story if I'm crying and I'm inconsolable the whole time?
Right. Well, here you are. Thank you. Well, light, we talk about camera and light, and your name just happens to mean light, or.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about your experience and how you find light in darkness?
Yeah, sure. Oh, hi, my name is Elmakias. I'm 27 years old. On October 7, I was working at the festival. I scanned a ticket in the entrance. So around 6 in the morning, I finished my work, and I went to my car to take some sweatshirts or something, because it was cold. And when I returned to the party, I stood in the gate, and at around 6:30 in the morning, a rocket attack began, common sense. And I remember we saw numerous missiles in the sky, and recognizing immediately that this was no ordinary
So
attack.
you knew right away that there was something going on.
But however, I couldn't imagine what would unfold. And I decided to stay in the parking lot, because a lot of people, the party were almost 3,000 people, mostly young men and women. So when the attack began, a lot of people tried to go to the car and quick drive away from the site. So I decided to stay there in the parking lot with all my friends, because it caused a massive traffic jam. And after almost 40 or 45 minutes that we stayed there, I got a message from my manager, the person who organized the party, on WhatsApp group with all the people that working in the festival. And he told us that there were gunshots. They don't know which direction, but we couldn't stay there. It's very dangerous. So, and in that moment, we started hearing gunshots and screaming too. Before that, we're not so afraid or stressed. We just stay there and play music. And because it's happened before that, we are very close to Gaza. It's located in Kibbutz Reim. It's maybe 4 or 5 kilometers to the fence. So, and we know that there were Iron Dome that will protect us. So, but when all started, the chaos, I left my car because it was a gridlock. Everyone left their car too, of course. And we started running almost 4 kilometers, but no in one direction or straight line, because, all the time we ran to one place, we saw a lot of people running and screaming. So we tried to go to went to another place, but even there. And we ran in circle. And after that, a lot of people started running toward the east. I know that it was east because I saw the sun. Yeah, it's rising in the sky, and it was beautiful and a pastoral view. But it was basically a nightmare. And After more few minutes of running, I hear the loud shots close by, shouts around me, and the person who's standing next to me, shoulder to shoulder, he felt, and I stopped and turned around to look at him, and I saw that he felt and died. And in that moment, I felt an intense pain in my leg, here in my right knee, and I realized that I'd been shot. I was shocked, of course. I don't understand if something is thrown at me, maybe shrapnel or I don't know. But someone stopped too, and they looked at me and they screamed, "You were shot! You were shot!" And I was very confused because why did someone shoot me? I'm not in the army. I'm not a soldier or criminal. I just come to the party, so why? But I saw my leg, and the person rushed over and helped me. He tied his shirt around my leg to stop the bleeding. And after that, he continued running because, all the time we saw a lot of terrorists around us. So he continued running, and I left there alone. You were alone, with many bodies around me, but none of them spoke or moved. So I realized that they're all of dead. And I look of maybe something can help me, but no. And I saw a car close to me. I tried to run, to pull my leg. The door was locked, so I just hid behind the car. And I share my location with my friends. Her name is Tal. She was in the Nova too. I told her, "Tal, please help me. I don't know what to do. I'm here alone. Terrorists shot me." And she told me, "Or please, I don't know what to do too. Call the police, please." But I told her that I couldn't because I'm here, the terrorists around me. I'm afraid to make a sound, make a noise. So I'm stayed there more 10 minutes, and after that, I realized that no one could help me. No policeman or ambulance or soldier. So now it's just me there alone, and I must do something to help myself. So maybe because my my excellent condition, because my hobby is running.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe because my excellent physical condition helped me remain calm and keep moving despite my bleeding leg and injury. So I tried to run, and after almost 10 minutes...
You ran with
with my leg. I pulled her, and after a few minutes, I'm hid behind a tree. And after that, I continue running, and after that, I'm hid behind a bush, and over again. And after an hour, I'm not heard shots, but I'm heard people that spoke Hebrew. They talk about them friends. And they were in the festival too, and maybe because them slangs or accent, I don't know, but I realized that they were like me. I decided to call them because maybe it's my last chance, I was tired and afraid. I'm there alone an hour and I don't know what to do. So I called them. I started screaming, "Please, guys, help me. I don't know what to do. I'm here alone. Please, please." They saw me. They took me in the car. We drove through the field to Kibbutz Tzelim. And, I thought that the worst was behind me, but no, because in the clinic on the kibbutz, we saw a lot of guns with children and a group of cyclists and people from the party. So it was horrible. And they put me on a bed in the clinic, and the nurse came to me. She cut the shirt around my leg, and she told me that I need to wait because they were the people. The ambulance had to take before me. So I waited, and after 1 more hour, I'm stood up in the first time, and we saw, I'm sorry, but we saw a lot of blood around me, and we realized that I have another injury in my leg, entry wound and exit wound. So after 10 minutes, the ambulance came, and he arrived, and we went to the hospital after 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind in that time when you have an injured leg, you're in pain, you're seeing everything you're seeing? What was going through your mind at the time? What were you thinking? Were you thinking, that's it, it's over? Were you thinking?
I think if it's really over, but, not. After a few seconds, I realized that, no, I do what I can to do for go out and to stay alive. And the whole time, it's funny, but the whole time that I'm running, I'm prayed. I say Tfilat Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, over and over again. And I promised to God, please help me. I must stay alive. Okay, I tell you something. I say to God that if He saved my life, He keep me, I will keep the Shabbat because it's happened on Shabbat. So if I'm still alive, I will keep Shabbat for a year. And I do that. I'm here, and I know that God, Hashem, played a role in my survival, and He helped me, He directed me where to go, with who to talk, where to run, where not to run. So I deeply believe in providence in God, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you had Hashem with you.
And it's really special because as a runner, it's sometimes you get to a point where you're like just 1 foot in front of the other, just 1 foot in front of the other. And in a situation that the mind can't comprehend, it's just you had a leg where you were injured and probably would have been okay to stay in your place. You got up and it was just 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. That's very powerful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing this with us. Do you know that Sapir Cohen, who we interviewed, she was a hostage in Gaza. She made that same decision. She was saved. She was when she was rescued from captivity from Hamas. She said, "I'm going to keep Shabbat," and she's been keeping Shabbat since then. She made the same decision as you. So, Dor.
I know it's Kapah Dor.
Kapah.
Dor.
We have to keep saying it. We'll get it.
Yes, we did do a little bit of research on all of you before, and Dor, we saw that you were with quite a few people that you end up saving their lives along your journey.
My story, yeah. My story is meet a lot of story during the time we was over there, and he crossed with a lot of stories because my time start 1 day before. I arrived to the party to open my booth. I do a massage therapy, and I opened a booth of massages inside the market. It was in the middle of the party. It was very beautiful over there. I met a lot of my friends, and around 3 years, I'm travel around all the festivals in Israel and open the booth, meet people, and also I know the producers of the parties, and I fell in love in the Nova 1 year ago, and since then I just doing with them a lot of occasions. So I went in the 6th of October to the party, opened my booth with my ex and one of my colleagues for the therapy massage. Also, my brother was with me, my cousin, and their friends, and a lot of friends all around the country also was in that party. And the party was amazing energy, beautiful people. And I remember around 6:26, I look Gilad is me and him working against the faces, and we look the sky together to the south. Not the south, not north, not east, west. The west, yes. We looked to the west, and then we saw like uncounted missiles flying above us. And I'm from Ashkelon, so it's like around 12 kilometers from the border. And I used to it since I was a child to hear the alarm, run to the miklat, and hide over there for 1 minute, and after that to go out. Also, I was in the army, and I know the protocols about it. And we was in the open field, so you don't have nothing to do about it, in the open field. The drillers, they will land down on the floor and keep your head safe. But this is not the situation right now with thousands of people around. So the music didn't stop yet. And I looked Gilad and I told him, we need to evacuate immediately. We need to take our stuff. The party is over. He marked me with the head, okay. And then we finished everything we did. We released everybody and we started to pack the things. A lot of panic around, people running. My brother, my cousin, my friends asked me what to do, where to go, what you preferred. Trying to make suggestions, but in that moment, I felt like everything is on my shoulders. So I tell my brother, go with our cousin and go home. I meet you over there. Told me, are you sure? I tell him, yes, I need to pick up my stuff. And I decided to run to my car. It is a Jeep, Mitsubishi Pajero. It's important because I have a relationship with that car, 12 years already. And I remember I ran to the parking lot, and over there I don't know why, but I called my friend. He's living in Niram. It's very, very close to Sderot, where the terrorists came, and also to his kibbutz. They are trying to get in, and I asked him what happened, and he told me they are bridge defend. Take your stuff. Good luck, my friend. And I tell him, thank you, bro. And I hang up the phone. From that moment, I understand something unusual happened all over the place. So I bring my car inside the party area with no security on the gates. I just put my car inside. We put all the equipment, and over there we stay for around 1 hour and a half, 2 hours inside the party area. We was with a lot of people over there from the other booth, from the jewelries, from other booths, from accessories from India and stuff like that. And we getting some phone calls about someone shot in the road. And then my brother called me and told me that shot our friend, what to do. And I told him, don't stay in the Miguniyot, just fly away from there. And around 7:46, we're getting a phone call from our friend Shaked, and he told us, like, don't go out. A lot of terrorists around with RPGs, with rifles, with the machine guns, just shooting and killing everybody. And then I said, okay, I'm not gonna run with the crowd, but I need to see from where they are coming to me. So I keep staying on the party area until the hour 8:13, something like that. And then we heard fire shots behind us from the emergency exit. From there, all the terrorists entering to the party. And I remember I started the motor and start to drive, and I saw, like, in the mirror, people falling down. And from that point, I'm just driving between people running, people screaming. I horn in the car, trying to find my way out, and then I find a small hole in the fence. I'm trying to reach it, and then one of my friends from north, no, he didn't come with me, but I know him from the parties, and he just marked me with a hand, so I shouted to him, go inside the car. He came inside the car, and I started to drive to where it was the traffic jam. And I saw the big traffic jam, and I saw a group of terrorists, around between 50 to 100 terrorists, just entering to the party with guns, with everything. So I make a big U-turn, go to the parking lot again, and over there, we recognize Alex Lubanov, and we pick him up on the car. He's also a friend of mine and my ex and Gilad from Ashkelon, and he came with us on the car, and Alex started to navigate us. He told me, like, I know the place, I will navigate you. I said, do what you need to do, I'm just driving right now. A lot of people knocking on my windows, begging for me. Please help me, take with me with you. And I don't have any place inside my car. All the equipment of the booth, all the people I took with me, and I told them, like, holding the roof, something until we get a quiet place, because they're shooting behind us. And I remember 2 guys just holding the top roof. It was a bench behind. Just hold that until we get another place, and then they just jump on the car and run away. And we keep driving. Bless you. And until Alex recognized antennas of something. He told me, go to the antennas. So I drove to the antennas, and we find a army car, bulletproof. It was started on, but no soldier on. So I stopped my car, and I decided to jump out and find something inside that car. Over there I found a rifle, M16. It was jammed. I took it with me. I took few more bullets. It was on the bench of the driver, and also a box with something for a night vision. I took everything with me, ran back to the car, bring it to Gilad, my colleague. Also fun fact story, it was my commander for a few months in the army, so we have a special relationship. So I trust him. Maybe he will know what to do with that when I'm doing driving. And behind us, it was few squads of terrorist Hamas, and we succeeded to arrive a quiet place behind Be'eri, antenna or some tower water or something like that. So we stopped the car. I shut down the engine to hear from where or what coming to us, and Alex go out to speak with his wife, and Ohad going down to take a leak, and 20 seconds, 30 seconds after that, we hear like the screaming in Arabic, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So I start the engine and drive away, and I saw in the mirror, side mirror, I saw Ohad and Alex running to the bushes. And I look in the car, and over there I'm understanding everyone I took a responsibility, and I brought them to the party. They're with me in the car. So I don't go back on nobody. Even I love them or I care about them, there was their decisions to go out. In that moment when they are told by don't go out, and you know the risk when you go out from the car. I don't have any control on nobody's life. And from that moment, we keep driving around the fields behind Be'eri, and over there we stop in some quiet place, again inside the bushes with the car. And I remember Liel trying to, my ex trying to reach Alex, but Alex answered her quietly until we have your motorcycles that are looking for us. I cannot talk to you, and he hang up the phone. And after that, she trying to call the police. The police answer her, and she put it on speaker. Now I hear all the instructions, and they give us the police officer. And all the time he told us, go and hide, go and hide. But I'm in an open field. I don't go to hide nowhere, because over there they are going to catch me. I don't care about what you're thinking. I'm seeing what in front of my eyes. So we keep driving around until I hear the screaming, "Sa, drive!" And I just pushed the gas, and I saw in the mirror one motorcycle after me, and I succeed to escape from him behind Kibbutz Be'eri, and we're entering right now to a main road behind Kibbutz Be'eri, and I stop the car, and then they just pass me. 2 cars, 5 motorcycles with a Hamas terrorist. I take the other side of them and start to driving to the aim of Gaza border, and I saw a crossroad, and in front of me 3 Hamas terrorists with AKs, and I turn left. So I slowly down a little bit the car, and 5 meters from the first motorcycle terrorist, I just look at him, and he look at me. So I take my head up, and he take his head up, like we together, because I have the necklace of the prey on my mirror. This is like a small trick. When you're parking your car, you don't want to steal the car in Israel, so you put something like that.
A necklace of the what?
The necklace of the prey of the Muslims.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you put that.
And you think he saw that?
I think he saw that.
Or not,
Maybe
right.
it was the bandana. It was
Right,
tied to
right,
my head.
right.
I don't know what is that.
Right,
It can
right.
be a lot of reasons, but
Yeah.
I think it's that. And also my Jeep is look like old one. I told you I have it 12 years, so
So he didn't think you were Jewish.
for first. And then I took the left, and he saw the head of my ex. She's sitting next to the driver, and then the next yelling on the air, Itbach El Yehud, Itbach El Yehud, Itbach El Yehud, and then he start to shooting at us like crazy. And
Do you want to translate what that means?
this says,
This is a Jew.
kill the Jew, like the Nazis said in German, exactly like in Arabic. And the first motorcycle came from the right, succeeds to put 1 bullet inside my car, and that bullet find the head of Gilad. And Gilad didn't die in that moment. He just yelled to me, that shot me in the head. And I told him, don't worry, we're going out from here. And then the motorcycle trying to reach to the front and to take more shots. And that moment, I hit him with the right side of the car and take him off. And then another motorcycle trying to come from the left, and I take him off also with the back part of my car. And I start to just slit with my car right and left, and to take all the powder up to make some fog, And I succeed to escape from them, and from there.
Smart. Wow.
And from there, we go to the road 232. And I remember the police officers is on the speaker, still on the speaker. You hear everything, all the shots, all the screaming, all the Shema Israel is running in the car. All the time, I think is a lead line for a lot of people in that day. And after we came to the main road, we saw all the bench cars, all the burned cars, bodies on the floor, all the equipment of people just putting around. And I remember he told me, go to Be'eri and keep safe over there because we have forces over there. So when you coming on the road to the north, you can see the entrance of Be'eri from your left. And I didn't see over there no forces, no chakalak. No, the red light or orange light or blue light, nothing. So I keep not to listen to him, and also I have a wounded in the head. He's my friend. I need to take him to the hospital. So I just keep him on the main road until Alumim, and the next crossroad, the next kibbutz, and over there they are waiting for me. Another squad of Hamas with RPG. 250 meters from me, 300 meters. They're just shooting the RPG. I saw the missile starting to fly against me, so I cut all my wheel to the left, and my car just flying to the side road. And I succeed to control the car and still going to the aim of Be'eri. And I saw the terrorist guy just drop the RPG and running with the AK, trying to shoot me. So I decided to push the emergency brake. And now again, all the powder, and this is the hand of God. Just push all the dust in front of the car and give me a few seconds to do a reverse and go to Berry because I'm locked, like mouse in the corner, you know? So I went to the gate of Berry, and over there I saw nobody, only a car with some guy half body outside with his head with a lot of blood, and I saw holes of bullets inside the glass of the security guard is supposed to stand over there, and few bodies from far. So everything I said right now, it sounds like I was here like 5 minutes and try to analyze all the area, but everything is by seconds. You have to understand it, seconds, and sometimes when it's hours, it feel like seconds. You know, the time don't get in a matter over there. And I just doing reverse, and next to Berry from the right, you have a place on a hill, and that hill watching around all the main road and entering to Berry. So we went over there, and I remember Liel just go out from the car trying to look for doors until she screaming to here, and she found a small bathroom, and we hide over there for a few hours. But in that few hours, a lot of happened. Over 20 minutes after we came inside the bathroom, the main door is without a lock. I shouldn't hold it for hours straight and up to people outside think nobody is inside and it's locked. And Gilad is wounded in the head. And also, I don't know what happened with my friends. I don't know what happened with my brother. I cannot reach my family because I'm holding the door and I cannot be in the phone like everybody that are talking with their families. And it didn't pass me in the head in the same time because everything is just, you need to work, go out, and then do what you need to do. But right now you have to work about the situation and how I'm gonna go out from there. So after 20 minutes, a squad of 16 or 20 terrorist Hamas coming to that area, starting to shoot RPGs around, and I saw a few parts from everything from a small hole like that inside the door, and only the other sense working. It's like hearing and smelling. The other senses they are cancelled. So I remember it was a lot of noise. I remember shadows passing on the door because the door, it was plastic, and with a window is a little bit I don't know, milky. I don't know how to say it. And after 1 hour, 2 hours, they left from there, and then I start to hear Hebrew voices, but I was sure because also there are costumes, and it was a small distance. It was like 1.5 meters, 2 meters distance between me and Gilad and Ajax that are sitting inside the shower, and I was holding the door inside the bathroom. It was a work shower or something like that, and we just speak by lip sync, like that, without the voice, without to breathe, and you cannot cough, you cannot snooze, because if you make a sound, they'll find you, they'll kill you, or the worst. So I remember she told me like, my ex told me like, I'm reaching your friend at home, I'm talking with him, giving him information, I send him the location, but everything by lifting, by half words, and don't go out until they say our names. And I hear the two soldiers speaking with another civilian guy. I don't know who is he. I don't know who is them. And I just decided to go out. I don't care about the names. I just take the chance about the situation. So when I want to go out, she told me like, don't go out until I said their names. And that's now it's my turn. I'm going out. And when I go out, I just raise my hand and said like, Jews, Jews, Jews. I have a broken weapon on my in my car. I need your help. Be in magazine. We're trying to fix it. And then the civilian came to me and told me, come to help me with this wounded guy. What wounded guy? He brought from Road 232 a wounded guy to that area we hide, and I helped him with the wounded guy over there until there were 4 police officers coming with a car. And at the first we thought they are terrorists, that are costumes. So me, Gilad, and Leal ran again to the bathroom, and we let the soldiers to do the interrogate until they clarify them. And after that, I go out, spoke with the police officers, searching around, looking for stuff that are going to help me in that journey. And after 40 minutes, around 30 minutes, 40 minutes in that area, the police officers told me, like, the next crossroad, Alumim, there are 6 to control it from the terrorist. And I told them, you sure? They shot me RPG. And told me, yes. So I took the wounded guy. I don't know who it is. I tried to reach his family, but without success. I just have a few details about him, like what he wearing the same day or how he looked like. And Liel and Gilad just go inside the car. When I were over there, I lift the guy that was wounded with between 15 to 20 bullet holes all over his body. I remember I just wrapped him up with some bandages I have in the car. And me and two soldiers just pick it up inside, and I drove to Alumim. And in Alumim, they evacuated the wounded, and they told me, don't go with the car. Now the chopper's in the air. I can take you down from the air. So I stay over there for more 3 hours. And over there...
Where's your friends? Gilad, where's the one?
Gilad.
Yeah.
And the other wounded guy, they evacuated him with the ambulance from there. So me and my ex stay over there. Mm-hmm. And for more 3 hours, something like that, a lot of things happen over there. I found a dead body on the floor of a soldier, and I want to cover him. And people tell me, the soldiers that was over there, that told us, don't touch it because maybe he's booby trap, maybe he's a terrorist. We don't know anything. We're waiting to another soldier to clarify him, and then I remember the sound of the choppers shooting the cars, and it was like 50 meters from us. So we just laying down, and I cover with my body, Liel, and all the soldiers around us with the guns, like aimed not to know from where and what. And my eyes is locked on the dead body. And I said to myself, why you look at me like that? And I feel in the energy like it's one of us, it's not a terrorist. And I don't care if it's movie trap. I have to cover that body. I have to give it honor. So I took some, I don't know how to call it in English, but some piece of the material we see. Faber, yeah. We took a Faber from a smashed car, me and another officer. We covered the body. I closed his eyes and said 6 words. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And I keep searching around. I found the phone of the terrorist. I found a book. I found a knife. I found a few stuff. So I brought everything to the police officers. And I walk around the bush to hide behind the concrete. It was inside. And when I reached over there, I saw something shiny on the floor. So I took it up, and I found a ring. And on a ring, it's a stamp of Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. And from that moment, I know I'm going home. I'm not going to die today. It's not my day yet. And I wish I had that ring with me, but I keep it safe in a place. I don't know. I don't want to lose it. So after 1 hour, this came the guy supposed to clarify everything, and he clarified another police car, and they escorted us to the next crossroad. And from there, I just drove by 130, 140. I don't care about the cameras. I don't care about officers. I just drive home fast. I brought my ex to her family. I go to talk to my dogs, And after that, I went to my family. And since then, I'm trying to get in on the lectures and trying to find a way to be not more stronger, because I feel in that day all of us die in some part of us, but it's like the phoenix. When he die, he need to rise up again from the ash. So since then I understand I'm like the phoenix. I need to rise up. It's very hard in the start, how to fly again, and how to open the wings. This is the most difficult part of the growing. So right now we are here trying to open the wings and fly high.
Wow. It's a rebirth. There's no literal translation for the word Shema. Some people say hear, listen, but Shema is just an experience that doesn't have a word, because it's just like you said, you feel it.
It's energy.
Yeah.
God is energy. God is, you cannot see it. Right. You cannot touch it. You only can feel it inside you. And each of us is creation of God, part of Him. So each of us can find the Godness inside Him. It's not matter if you're keeping Shabbat or you put it in Elmakias. I don't know. It's about speak with Him here, soul. Inside. Like only little like that you can speak with Him and see Him proud.
And did you find out who this was this a soldier or did you find out who this person was?
It was a soldier. He was on vacation, I think.
I don't know why I had this feeling it was a soldier.
No, he wore like a soldier clothes, but I don't know if he was in the service or not in the service. But that soldier, I can found his family after that, and I spoke with him. And his name, I know also his name is Noam Lusky, and I found out, it's funny story, but I found out his father is a rabbi in Jerusalem, and I spoke with his family. I don't know why I need to cover that body. I don't know why I need to give him the last indignity or the last respect. So, but I do it because I believe everything is curated, and if everything is curated, so everything is gonna be okay someday, even you don't feel it right now.
Cured, you mean healing? Cured, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is gonna be okay someday. Yes. Not right now. Right now I feel everything. I give it a place. All my emotions. But everything is curated. And everything is right. So it's gonna be okay in the end. I believe it.
With the coming of Mashiach, well, all the loved ones that
even before when we
in this world, as well, what you're doing right now, you're bringing light, and all three of you have this so much strength in making these decisions in a very chaotic moment. Like every one of you shared something. Like you heard all this screaming around you, but you were very focused in a very scary, chaotic moment. What do you think that was?
You have to make a decision or you're gonna die. There's no time to think. It's on October 7th. Right now, what we're doing now, we're seeing, we're hearing, or we're absorbing, and everything is a conscious choice. But on October 7th, it's just do. It's your body moves and you're a passenger within yourself. You're watching it all happen through a window. Like Dor said, time doesn't matter. Everything that we shared with you, it's all happening simultaneously. Their whole experience is the whole day. I was back home at 9:45, but everything felt like it took hours and hours and hours and hours. It didn't feel like only 3 hours passed. The rocket attack started at 6:30. We were home at 9:45. That's less than 4 hours. But in that time, it felt like 12 hours had passed by. The time from when we entered the field to when we were on foot, to when we were out of the fields altogether, felt like 4 hours. Every 15-minute stretch of road felt like an hour. You know, time didn't exist.
And what does time look like for you now that you had that experience?
It's definitely more valuable. You know, I'm not wasting time second guessing myself as much. I'm definitely more committed to things that I want to do and things that I want to say. It's less, oh, if I say this, it's a bad idea. They're going to think this of me. It's just like, so what? What happens, happens. You could die tomorrow, having the time of your life. So, why worry?
How do you stay hopeful? What gives you hope for the future?
The people I have around me, the people I care about and that I love, you know, I see them and, you know, it gives me hope. You know, I see them doing what they're doing, living their lives and remaining strong. It's not just us, it's everybody back home. And that gives me hope.
Hope for humanity.
Okay.
For the resilience of everybody today. And how about you? What gives you hope?
Maybe because I know that, you know, it's not easy to talk about what happened to us, but it's very important. I have 9 friends that murdered, and they couldn't to talk, to share them story. So I'm here to be them voice, and for me, the most important thing is to bring all the hostages home. So, you know, you talked before that about the solidarity. So bring our people home is the essence of our responsibility toward one another, and it's part of my story too. So I'm here. It's healing for me. You know, I do physiotherapy and hydrotherapy, but it's important for me to talk about that.
Is that most healing for you?
Yes, sure.
More than the therapy?
Yeah. It's physical. It's past, but
your
heart.
The walking stick.
Yes.
And is that, do the doctors tell you that do they give you a time on when you're going to be fully?
I hope that
very soon.
Soon as possible.
Yeah. We listen to doctors, but we also trust in Hashem that He will cure you. May it happen. Next time I see you, I hope that you're fully cured. May it be. And what gives you hope?
What gives me hope? Very difficult question. Because before 7 October, I believed in people. I work with people. And you don't know my history, but 29 and 10 months and 11 months before the 7 October, I was traveling a lot around the world. I met a lot of cultures, speak a lot of languages, eat and taste a lot of creation of God, you know, but even if it's not Jewish, it's still creation of God. It's here, it's on the planet. So I believed in people. I want to work with them, to heal them, to give them my perspective. And after 7 October, I felt like the humanity don't have any place to exist. I saw the most evil things it can be on the land we stand, you know? And with the time, when I questioning myself every day, when I talking with Tate, you know, I speak with him every day about how I can bring it again, how I can be trust again on people. And slowly he showed me the goodness of people. And he showed me the way to give another people the remind, first of all, we are human. Before our religion, before our color, before our language. First of all, we are human. And nobody wants something like that going to happen to him or his family. So, also that journey is part of the things that give me hope, because I have the ability to speak with them and to show them what happened to me and how I'm dealing with that. And humanity, I want to observe and show again to the world, you know.
How do you find healing? And you were a massage therapist, so you were in that space of healing, helping other people heal. How do you heal
Myself.
day to day? Yeah.
Like a lot of my friends, we went first to centers of therapy for people of Nova. But with the time, I understand a lot of bad energy in the same place can drag you down. You have to find the balance inside. So I start to think like, what can help me? And I understand like it's not taking answer for someone else. What is going to help to me is to find the tools to deal with the situation every day. Because every day, some person on the street just hear you are from Nova and he can ask you like difficult question and I don't know you. Why I should answer you about that question? But sometimes you gonna shout him, maybe curse him, maybe push him, or act like, I don't know, disgusting. So I believe I need all the time collect the tools to know how to react to the situation in